Hello again. Today we have science density. This is summarizing for unit 9.1, 9.2, and 9.3, page 120. We shall speak first about the definition of density and how to measure the density and how to determine, to calculate the density, and then we go to question answers. So, when we speak about the mass, is the mass of a certain material measured in kilogram to the volume that this material occupy measured in centimeter cubic. So this is the density. It is how much a certain material with a certain weight occupies from volume measured in centimeter cubic. This is what is density. So if I tell you 10 kilograms of water weighs exactly like 10 kilograms of stone, this is true. I don't care what is the density of stone to water. It's true, it's clear. The density of the stones are much higher than the density of water, but 10 kilograms from stones is like 10 kilograms of water. Maybe I have much more water, but with little bit of stones which are the same weight, something like that. So density is density. So now, how you measure them? This electronic balance, you use this to measure the weight, and this tube, this measuring cylinder, when the water goes up in the cylinder, you see these numbers here. This is the amount of volume. This is the amount of volume of the water. So if I tell you the water in the cylinder is 70 centimeter cubic, that means the water volume is 70 centimeters. If I take this tube and I put it on the electronic balance, this means I am weighting the water plus the cylinder. So you have to subtract the weight of the water from the weight of the cylinder. How I do that? You first weigh the cylinder, for example 10 grams, and then you put water inside it, then you bring it here, and then you weigh it again. Maybe it is 90 grams. So you subtract 90 grams, which is the weight of the water plus the cylinder, minus the weight of the cylinder alone, which we have done it before, which is 10 grams. That leave you only with the weight of the water, which is 80 grams. So now we have pure the mass of the water, and you have the volume of the water. You can find the density of the water, which is mass over volume. Now, density, mass over volume. This example, a block of cast iron, volume equal 30. So this is the volume and its mass. So how much is the density? Very easy. You only apply this formula here, which is mass over volume. Okay. And this is, he asks you the mass, to find the density of only 1 cubic, because this block of iron consists of 30 blocks of iron, small irons. So because you find the density of this, the whole, this is the density of the whole cubic, iron cubic, and because this iron cubic or iron block consists of 30 cubic, you only divide the density on 30 cubic so that you know how much is the density of 1 cubic. Now, question answer. Question 2, page 123, B and C. I left A for you. The mass of the salty water, okay, the weight of the salty water only. This is the mass of the salty water. He minus 115 grams from 54 grams to find only the weight of the salty water, not the other water. Okay. So as I said before, this 54 represent the mass of the cube. you have, this is the what, this is the mass of the tube plus the water, but I have to minus the weight of the tube so that I have the mass of the salty water alone, not with the tube. What about C? C says calculate the density of the salty water. Okay, the density of the salty water is mass over volume. Now I have the volume of the salty water. I put it here, and the mass how much is the mass? The mass is 61.2. I put it on the top. And how much is the volume of the salty water? You can read it from the tube. If you read it from the tube, it is 60 centimeter cubic. So the mass, pure mass of the salty water over the volume of the water. How did I know the volume is 60? I read it. He poured the water into the tube on the measuring tube, so I had to read how high is, and in the book, if you see it, how high it goes from 50 to 60. Okay, it goes from 50 to 60. So it's gonna be density of the salty water. It is it's written in step 3. The volume of the salty water was read from the measuring cylinder, 60 centimeter cubic. So he gave you the 60 centimeter. You don't have to read it. He gave you that in the tube, and it's 60 centimeter cubic. So you have the weight over the volume, and it will give you the density. Now let us go to question number 1, page 124. A rectangular block of steel measured, okay, he gave me the dimension. Now we're speaking about 3 dimension. How you find the volume? You find the volume not only by pouring water in a measured cylinder, but to find it mathematically by finding the volume. How I find the volume? You multiply 4 by 2 by 1.5, you find the volume of the steel. Okay, and he gave you the mass, so the density is very easy. Density, mass over volume. Volume of the steel, width by length by height, so it is 12 centimeter cubic. Density of the steel, mass over volume, which is give me 7.8 gram. Okay, question number B. Why is steel denser than iron? Of course, both of them are from the same kind, but the atoms of the steel is more dense. What I mean by that, they are more closer together. That's why it is more dense than iron. Okay, now question number 2, page 124. A half-liter bottle. Okay. A, calculate the mass of oil in the bottle. How I find the mass of the oil in the bottle? He gave me the density. Now only you have to change places. We know that density is mass over volume. So how I find the mass? You multiply density by volume. Density by volume. So the density, the mass of oil will be the density is 0.9. He gave it to you here. You multiply it by the volume. Very easy. So only you change the places of in the formula. So B, calculate the mass of the full bottle. Bottle weight plus oil weight. We found the mass of the oil. We have only to add to it the mass of the bottle. Now in this question, he doesn't need only the mass of the oil. No, he needs the mass of the oil plus the weight of the bottle. So you add them together. You did find already the weight of the oil, and he gave you here a half-liter bottle of a mass 80 gram. So you add 80 gram to the 450. It gives you 550 gram. What is that? This is the weight of the bottle plus the oil together. So can you make me now question 3, page 125, please? Thank you very much.